welcome to my channel. This video is all about your familiar, how to tell if your pet is your familiar, and ways that you can bond with your familiar. First of all, what is a familiar? In European folklore, a familiar or a familiar spirit is an animal or a spirit that helps you with your practice. So helps you during spells and helps you connect to the spirit world. The stereotypical familiar is usually a black cat, and this black cat comes from European superstition and European folklore. Traditionally, a familiar is an animal that can shapeshift and assist you with spell work and rituals. In more modern times, a familiar is often associated with a pet that you have a connection to, or an animal that you have a special bond to, or a spiritual relationship with. I've heard the term soul dog often, which I feel is kind of another word for familiar when you feel that your souls are just connected on a different level, where you just feel that you have a bond that's more than just pet and owner. I actually don't really like using the word pet and using the terms like having when referring to an animal. I don't feel that I have power over my animals. My animals are my equals, and all my animals came into my life for a reason. We all have a special bond and connection. They are all different, and they are all teaching me something differently. They have all come into my life for a specific reason. They all connected to me for a specific reason. I believe that all my animals are my familiars because I learn from them and I grow from them, and they all assist me in being a better person. They all have taught me different lessons, and I think that this is the same for everyone. Maybe you have gone out and chosen your animal, but in a way, the universe was set up to give you that animal. There are no coincidences. You didn't just stumble upon that animal for no reason. You didn't go into a shelter or even a pet store or to a breeder. Maybe you were looking for a specific type of animal, or you had something in mind. You knew what you wanted, but that very particular animal that you ended up with for a reason. Even if it's the type of breed that you went to look for, or even if you chose the parents or the bloodline of your dog, I believe that the soul of that animal and your soul came together at that perfect time, in the perfect way, at the time you were ready to welcome an animal into your home and they were born at that time. That animal is yours for a reason. There is a purpose and a lesson that animal is here to teach you, and there's probably something that animal can learn from you as well. Especially if you're feeling drawn to this video, if you clicked on this video because you think you maybe have a familiar, or you want a familiar, or you are wishing that your pet was your familiar, that animal is your familiar. Any animal that you interact with can be your familiar. To me, familiars are animals that we can learn from, that we grow from, that are here to teach us a lesson. And if that animal is in your life, even if it's for a short period of time, that animal is your familiar and you can learn from them. An animal that lives in your home, or even a wild animal that lives around your home that you see often, you can include that animal in spells, in rituals. You can ask them to put their energy into your manifestations or whatever you are working on. There are a lot of different ways you can work with animals' energy. You can work with animals that have passed. You can work with animals that you have met once. You can ask them and invite them. It doesn't always mean that they are ready and willing to give you their energy, but it's possible. And you can open up to inviting them into working with you. There are also spirit animals that you can work with. In a lot of indigenous cultures, they traditionally would work with spirit animals. So you can work with the energy of an animal. For example, I often like to work with the energy of a horse. I don't have a specific horse in mind. I just want to work with the energy and qualities of all the horses. Any animal that you feel drawn to, whether you've never actually interacted or even seen that animal in real life. I've always felt very drawn to jaguars. I've never seen a jaguar in real life, but I can work with the energy of jaguars. For example, a horse to me represents freedom. And when I want to feel the energy of freedom, when I want to embrace freedom, I can call on the horse to help me. So here are some other ways that you can work with your familiar, more the animal that is in your home right now. Communication is one way that I love to work with my animals. Communication can be done through thoughts and pictures. Animals often communicate through images. You can send them images and they can send you images back. This is a practice and something that you can develop over time, but it is something that everyone can do. Animals telepathically pick up on our signals, on our communication, and send them back to us as well. They often will send it in the form of pictures or images or of feelings, but it really does differ to everyone. For example, sometimes all I have to do is think about going on a walk and my dog Penny will jump up and get excited and be ready to go. I didn't move, I didn't make any action or motion towards getting my shoes or my jacket or anything like that. I didn't say anything out loud. It also isn't at the regular time that we go for a walk. I just have to visualize myself and her walking, and she can pick up on that and she gets excited. Animals also really respond to our emotions, to our energy, to our aura. I really like to work with my animals to be more in touch with my emotions. They often pick up emotions that I don't even really realize I'm feeling or fully understand that I'm experiencing. Animals can also help us regulate our emotions, heal from painful or challenging emotions. They can help us release uncomfortable emotions, experience uncomfortable emotions, and they can help us manifest more pleasant emotions. Animals will often also communicate to us through our dreams, communicate to us through our emotions, through their emotions. But communication is definitely a big part of working with my animals in my home. And each animal is different. You get to know your animal's energy and how they prefer to communicate to you. If you're wondering if your animal is trying to work with you or communicate to you, I think we've covered that if our animal is in our life, it can be our familiar, but that animal may not be ready to work with you. You can invite them in. It might take them some time to get used to working with you in your energy. Some animals are ready and willing right away, but a way you can tell if they are ready is the feeling that you have when you are around them. Sometimes it can feel just like you are more complete when they are with you. It really does feel like a soul connection, like just a part of you you feel fuller when they are there. If your animal comes to you in an unexpected way, if they show up to your door as a stray cat and they never left and they're now your cat, this cat is most likely ready to work with you and willing to work with you because they showed up when you were least expecting them. If they show up in kind of a faded way. So if you have a really good story or a unique, different story about how your animal came into your life, this is definitely a sign that your animal is already willing and waiting to work with you. If you and your animal understand each other, if you just know what they're thinking and what they're feeling, and they seem to understand you as well, this is definitely a sign that the two of you are ready to work together. If your animal just really prefers to be in your company, if they follow you around, if they are your little shadow, if they want to be around you often, this is another sign they're ready to work with you. If your animal appears to pick up on your needs, they know that you need to get outside and have a walk before you even really know that you will benefit from being out in nature, from getting fresh air. If they remind you of things that are good for you, that is something that you need. If they are just aware of your needs, maybe they know you need to go to bed a little bit early because you're extra tired, and they'll kind of try and push you towards going to sleep, or they kind of they know what you need and they try and tell you or encourage you to get your needs met. If they know that you're sad and upset and they want to comfort you, or if they know that you need to laugh, they'll do something funny. Another sign is if your animal naturally comes around you when you're doing things like pulling tarot cards or meditating or whatever your rituals or practices already are. If you notice that they're hanging around you when you're doing them, maybe they're sitting on top of your tarot cards, or maybe they crawl in your lap when you're meditating. If they're just getting involved, kind of getting in the way, that's definitely a sign that they are ready to work with you. There are a lot of other signs. Every animal is different and has their own unique personality, and your personality and lifestyle plays in as well. But what you really want to do is allow your animal to choose how they are going to work with you. Maybe look at how they have already been trying to work with you and try and encourage that more. Respect their decisions and how much energy they want to give or what they want to do with you. Don't put any expectations onto them. Don't expect or be disappointed if they aren't working with you in the way that you would hope that they would. And know that the more you work with them, things will evolve and change, and the two of you will grow together and develop your own practice together. For example, maybe your animal really is connected to you in nature when the two of you are outside, but you don't want to do rituals outside. You want to sit inside and be cozy and light candles and incense and do your ritual in an indoor environment, but your animal is encouraging you to go outside and connect with nature and touch grass and leaves and trees and appreciate the weather and the smells and the flowers and the snow, whatever it is. If that is how your animal is encouraging and choosing you to be more involved in, respect their decisions and know that if you connect to them in their way as they want, they will be more likely to connect with you as you want, as the two of you grow and develop together. Definitely don't push or force them into anything. Let them take the lead. Kind of sit back, observe, watch what they are doing, and encourage actions that you like or want to see more of. If they are trying to communicate to you through their behaviors and their emotions, pay attention to that and respond to them in that way, and know that it's just going to grow and develop, and you will be able to communicate in many more other ways over time. So respect their wishes, their decisions, how they want to work with you. You also must come from a place of pure intent when you are working with animals. Animals come from love, they come from playfulness and joy, and they want to spread more love. They want to spread more joy into the world. If they see that you are coming from a place that isn't loving, if you have kind of ill thoughts, or if your intentions aren't pure and honest and from a loving place, they will most likely not want to work with you or distance themselves, their energy from you, until you are ready to approach things from a more loving direction. And you can't hide your intent or your emotions or your thoughts from your animals. They can see right through it. They know your energy. They know the intention behind your rituals. They know what you are trying to manifest. They know where you are coming from. You can't try and trick them or hide. They can see through your emotions and everything. They really can read us really well. And they often see what we don't even see in ourselves. They often know the areas or the shadows that we need to work through before we know, and they try to help us and show us, point us to those areas that we need to work on. They really do see your true, authentic self. Very often our animal chooses us, even if we feel like we chose them, and they choose how they want to work with us. They choose the lesson that they want to teach us. If we are actively seeking out how to work with them or an animal to work with, we don't need to try that hard. All we need to do is just put the intention that we want to work with our animal, or we want an animal to come into our life, we want a familiar. Put that intention out into the universe and just sit back, surrender, wait, and an animal will come to you. Whether it's a spirit animal, whether it's an animal in physical form, whether you are drawn to go into a shelter and you all of a sudden see this animal and have this immediate connection to, whether a stray cat comes to your door and doesn't leave, or a bird visits you every morning, put the intention out to connect to more animals, to work with a familiar, and sit back, trust that it's going to come to you, and just wait. Once you have that animal that you want to work with, there are a lot of things that you can do to grow and strengthen your bond together. I like to first focus on communication, making sure that you two have an open dialogue and communication, which really starts with a partnership and a bond and getting to know each other, getting to know each other's personality and methods of communication. If this is something that really interests you, please like and subscribe. I also have 4 similar videos. Even let me know in the comments what kind of topics you would like to know more about. And I also have this course, Synergy, that I really recommend if this is something that you want to get more into. It's all about creating this bond with you and your familiar, working together throughout the year, working with astrology, the wheel of the year, and really growing, strengthening your bond and the communication that the two of you have together to manifest your dreams and to really grow, deepen, strengthen, and have a magical connection with your animal. This course is for animals that you have in the household. It's really focused on dogs and cats that are physically here with us. Although I will have a small section on working with animals that have passed. If you want to check that out or learn more about it, I have the link below. But for now, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
I'm willing to do anything to provide my dogs and cats the best life possible, full of love, joy, harmony. I believe my animals are worth it. I remember wanting to provide the best quality of life and becoming overwhelmed with diets, products, training tips, and everything else, feeling frustrated, helpless, overwhelmed during challenging behaviors, to now living a peaceful, trusting partnership with my dogs and cats. I tried to understand what my animals needed, which was impossible without understanding their emotions and energy. I am now using these tools and practices to transform relationships with dogs and cats into ones that are synergetic, where we work together and listen to each other. I honestly believe that dogs and cats are here to help us be better human beings. Are you ready to take your relationship with your animal to the next level? Form a bond built on mutual love, trust, understanding, and respect. Invest in your pet's peace, happiness, and quality of life. Enroll in Synergy, heartfelt alliances between witches and their familiars. A guide for witchy dog and cat guardians. Merge with your animal's energy and collaborate to manifest your desires while increasing the well-being of both you and your animal. Pets are more than just animals. They are spiritual beings with unique personalities and energies. Do you love your dog and want to live in harmony with your dog while understanding their needs and emotions? Instead of feeling frustrated or overwhelmed by your dog's behavior, improve your relationship with your dog and help them heal from any physical, mental, or emotional issues. I offer a unique combination of positive reinforcement training methods with energy healing techniques, animal communication, and tarot. Receive a personalized action plan created by a certified dog trainer and animal communicator. This package is perfect for anyone who wants to enhance and enchant their life with their dog. Don't miss this opportunity to get this amazing package. Apply now and get ready to create a magical relationship with your dog.